Muammar Mohammed Abu Minya al-Gaddafi remains one of the most polarizing leaders of the modern era. To some, he was a revolutionary who challenged Western domination and redistributed Libya's oil wealth. To others, he was a ruthless dictator whose erratic rule destabilized an entire region. His life is a story of power, ideology, ambition, and a violent end that shocked the world. Born in 1942 near Sirte, Libya, Gaddafi grew up in a Bedouin family under Italian colonial influence and later the rule of King Idris. From a young age, he was inspired by Arab nationalism, particularly the ideas of Egypt's Gamal Abdel Nasser. These ideas shaped his worldview and planted the seeds of rebellion. As a young military officer, Gaddafi believed Libya's monarchy was corrupt, weak, and subservient to Western interests. In 1969, at just 27 years old, he led a bloodless coup that overthrew King Idris. Overnight, Libya became a republic, and Gaddafi emerged as its undisputed leader. In the early years, Gaddafi was widely celebrated. He expelled foreign military bases, nationalized oil, and redirected wealth toward education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Living standards improved dramatically, and Libya became one of Africa's richest nations per capita. Gaddafi portrayed himself as a man of the people, rejecting formal titles and claiming he was merely a guide of the revolution. But beneath the rhetoric of equality and freedom, power was becoming centralized. Gaddafi dismantled traditional state institutions and replaced them with his own political philosophy, outlined in the Green Book. He rejected democracy as practiced in the West and promoted a system he called direct popular rule, though in reality, dissent was not tolerated. Opposition voices were silenced. Critics were imprisoned, exiled, or executed. Public hangings and televised punishments became tools of fear. Libyans learned quickly that loyalty was not optional. Internationally, Gaddafi positioned himself as a revolutionary leader against Western imperialism. He funded liberation movements across Africa and the Middle East, earning admiration from some and hostility from many governments. At the same time, Libya became associated with terrorism, including airline hijackings and bombings. The 1988 bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland, killed 270 people and cemented Gaddafi's image in the West as a state sponsor of terrorism. For years, Libya faced crippling UN and US sanctions, making it an international pariah. In the early 2000s, Gaddafi made a stunning reversal, taking responsibility for the bombing, paying compensation to the victims' families, and renouncing weapons of mass destruction. This led to the lifting of sanctions and a cautious rapprochement with the West. This fragile peace shattered in 2011. Inspired by the Arab Spring, protests erupted across Libya. Gaddafi's response was brutal, promising to hunt down the rebels like cockroaches. The threat of a massacre prompted a UN-authorized, NATO-led bombing campaign against his regime. After months of civil war, Tripoli fell. Gaddafi fled but was captured, beaten, and killed by rebels in his hometown of Sirte on October 20th, 2011. His death marked the end of a 42-year rule, leaving behind a legacy of controversy and a nation struggling to find its footing.